military are highly visible now. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there are trains of military equipment moving into Austin. 2 nights ago, on Wednesday night, Fox News reported that the airport will be used as a massive holding facility for troublemakers or rioters here in Austin that has no history of riots.
All right, so let's just say for the sake of conversation that the political game is rigged. How about we move on to something that we can all do something about, and we can all get really upset about what's going to happen this summer in the Southwest. We talked about it last week, and we're going to bring it up again because it's really caught fire on the internet since then. And I'm talking about the Jade Helm 15 martial law training that is to be conducted by the U.S. Special Forces, Navy SEALs, the Marines, and others. Chris, when we brought it up last week, it was kind of just starting to fester. Now it's just gone wild. I've seen tons of YouTube videos with thousands of views. Everyone's talking about it. The UK Daily Mail's doing articles about it. The Stars and Stripes is doing articles, military newspapers even. We've got new information. Mississippi and Florida are now included in this drill. It's going to end on September 11th. I mean, how can you not be freaking out, Chris Duane?
I'm going to break a news story that's even bigger than Alex Jones' Jade Helm 15. I want everybody, I've discovered a training exercise that is 5 times larger than Jade Helm 15. It compromises 20,000 troops from 8 different nations in a size of a population of only Arizona size, 5 million people. It was a 2-week, live fire drill that took place in citizens' backyards, took over towns in the middle of the night. 20,000 troops from 8 different nations rampaging through the countryside as they provided war games on how to control a population and engaging in there. And the secret is it's called Battle Griffin. So everybody can go to internet and do Battle Griffin and Google that. And I'll break the news to you guys. I was a part of that. In 1999, I went to Norway. I participated in a NATO exercise called Battle Griffin. It was a 2-week exercise, and it compromised 8 different nations. And we were out there, full military garb, tanks, helicopters. We were inside of these battle-hardened caves. We took over towns in the middle of the night. There was live fire exercises on some parts of it. We only walked around with blanks and stuff. And it was a full-on military experience. I mean, I had the least amount of sleep in my life during the week of the actual exercise. I maybe had 10 hours of sleep over the 7 days. It was below 0 degrees with the wind chill factor. The area that we were at was above Helm, Norway. You can look that up. And it was very close to where the Empire Strikes Back film fought. But I'm trying to rationalize that I was a part of a 20,000 man exercise in Norway that only has a population of 5 million people. And, this is 8 nations doing this. And I think the scope of it is far, far larger in terms of military men, the awareness of the people around there. And Alex Jones is making this Jade Helm thing into World War III is going to start, that this is going to be the beginning of FEMA camps, black bagging, total fear porn. And I think it's gotten to the point now where, it's insane that it's getting so much play, but it shows how the population wants to have this happen to justify their irrational fears of things that are outside of their control. I'm going to tell people something. Every person in the military is not a brainless automaton that's going to pull a trigger on an average American citizen. It's very easy to get young, unemployed, ill-educated people who have no hopes of jobs because of this rigged economy to join the military, give them a sense of purpose and pride, and then indoctrinate them into shipping them off to another part of the land and dehumanize people who have never had personal contact with and go kill brown people in the middle of the East for bankers and oil contracts to flow in there while we're spilling our blood and energy. So I said this before. It's a gigantic psychological leap to get the people who are pulling the trigger to then think that their people, Americans, are going to be considered the enemy. Okay? This is not going to happen and is total fear porn. And Alex Jones I can't say enough about him. Don't watch this guy. He's a fearmonger. He is all about getting views and power. He does not provide solutions. And I think he's totally retarded the awakening process and kept well-intentioned people who realize that the game is rigged. They see that the banking, the political, the banking, the military, our food, the medicine, the shots, everything is rigged against us. And then these well-intentioned people run across this big loudmouth Alex Jones.
The reason we're concerned about Alex Jones is he openly proclaims himself a supporter of Israel.
What I wanted to say is this. I want to say this out in the open. I support the Jewish state of Israel. They have been in that land. That is their land.
It's on video on YouTube. The reason I am no longer with the Genesis Communication Network is Alex Jones, every time I would do my show and I would be critical of Israel, he felt obligated to come on and bash me and get Israeli spokesmen to come onto his show and attack me. And it finally ended when Alex Jones flat out declared that anybody who was critical of Israel, anybody criticizing Israel, was mentally retarded. That was a personal attack.
With all of his money and views, and gets stuck in the middle of the awakening process, the anger period, the bargaining period, and the depression period, always worrying about something outside of your control. Remember Fukushima. Remember him claiming that all these people were going to die of radiation. Then he went out and bought all the iodine pills and tripled the price overnight.
Radiation is coming towards the United States. Fox News, AP, AccuWeather. I'm right again.
Remember when he said that the Russians were going to be dropping nukes in, on New Year's Day in 2000?
I've also revealed him for the lying sensationalist bullshit artist that he is. The most disgusting broadcast he ever did was on the New Year's Eve, 1999, bringing in the year 2000, which he went completely out of his mind and claimed that Russia had launched intercontinental ballistic missiles with multiple warheads at the United States of America and actually panicked millions of people who were putting their children and their belongings in their cars and heading for the hills.
Remember that. Remember all the other things that you've ever gotten pumped up about.
1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms.
I'm telling you that if that happens, it's going to spark a civil war, and I'll be glad to fire the first shot.
The suspects pulled the officers out of the booth and onto the ground, where they placed a Gadsden flag, which is a "Don't Tread on Me" yellow flag on the body of Officer Beck. They also threw a swastika on top of his body.
Jared Miller then pinned a note to one of the officers' bodies announcing that this was, quote, the beginning of the revolution.
That he comes out and says, "This is it. I've been telling you this."
We said it was going to come here. We said that people would get infected by medical workers. It's now happening in Spain, confirmed. We're saying that this guy would probably die. We're saying the government's doing everything it can to let it spread.
And remember, he's the one holding you back. Until people start recognizing that he's part of the problem, part of this fear loop that's retarding people from only seeing the solutions that are within inside of you, they will never wake up. He is part of the problem. He's just as part of the problem as the guys that are rigging the system.
Every single time, be it the FCC coming to town and trying to shut down our local micro broadcaster, be it the National Highway and Traffic Safety
Who needs to deal with this?
Get away with your activities. You are not going to get away. Hey, ladies, the Second and First Amendment. Get the hell out of my face. I'm here to tell you right now that we are not your property.
You're not part of the team.
Look, you got a hard on from me.
No.
I'll be here in 20 years. I'll be here in 20 years.
Same goes with the hope loop. All these Ted Cruzes, Ron Pauls, who think that there's hope within a system. There has never been a change inside of a system. Change always comes from outside the system. It must be of an opposite consciousness. It cannot be a collective solution to collective problems. The only way out is individual solutions using logic to recognize that they've been manipulated and then realizing logically that they can't control anything outside their power. No no World War III, no Fukushima, no nothing. But you can control you. You are the only one that can make change in your life, and you're the only one that needs to take the responsibility and get to the acceptance stage where you realize that the world is screwed up, that the world is in problems, but my life doesn't have to be. I can take focus on the things that I can control. My life, my friends, my wealth. I can withdraw my money out of the banking system and hold it in silver. I can get off of Facebook and have more real time with my friends and family. I can take care of my skills. 70% of the jobs in this country are based off of debt-based consumerism that will end horrifically. Unless you provide real tangible value to your friends and neighbors, you will probably starve. And if not, you'll doom your family to generational poverty and serfdom.
So you got a hard on for me. No, I'll be here in 20 years. I'll be here in 20 years.
Cash machines are failing in Britain and now other European countries. They're finding large amounts of explosives in France. We're seeing the New World Order really come out in full force. More wars than have been in the last 50 years are going on right now. 20 to 40,000 civilians trapped in the city. Russian Hinds are being shot down. Tanks are being blown to bits. Massive Grad unguided rocket attacks are being launched on the city indiscriminately right now. Air and artillery bombardments as well. It's absolutely out of control. It is pandemic, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll be here in 20 years. I'll be here in 20 years.